Hey, TJ here, and in this video we're going to go over the speedrunning strategies for taking on the Don. The Don is one of the worst bosses in the game, at least for speedrunning. Casually, you have a lot of time to beat him, and he's not super stressful under a lot of circumstances, but if our goal is to beat him as quickly as possible, things are going to get really stupid. I'm going to go over 3 different strategies to beat him, ordered by difficulty. So I'm going to go after the beginner strat, which is super easy, basically no RNG, but it loses quite a bit of time. The second way is sort of an intermediate way of doing it. It's the way I've been doing it in my runs recently, where you trigger the fight, then clear out all the mobsters, and then start the fight for a 2 cycle, hopefully, if you're not bad, but, you know, fight is hard. And lastly, I'm going to go over what's dubbed as the HeksaDon after runner Hexa, which is a mess, but it's the fastest way of beating him, and probably what you're going to do for Capelli RTAs. So, let's jump ahead to the mission here. Alright, so once the level loads in, there'll be immediately a cutscene. Remember to press start to skip it as soon as possible. And so for the beginner strat, what we're going to do is we're going to take care of all the henchman cars before we actually get to Don himself. So what that entails is we're going to bump this rear guy right here in order to get him to follow us better. I completely missed because I'm bad, so I'm going to have to brake a little bit here. But we do want as few enemies as possible in this section. There we go, finally got him. This corner is really difficult, so make sure you, if you play it enough, you should be able to practice it. And we want to jump on this farthest forward henchman here and take him out. So we want to destroy all of these henchman cars and then jump to the last one alive. So that's 1 down. We're going to destroy this one next. And then we're going to jump to this last one. Make sure to get this henchman down to half health because we want to have meter. There we go. We got the fatality ×3. We have meter. We have a vehicle. Everything's great. And we have an equalizer. So next, we just have to drive as fast as possible towards Don. Now, it's very important that we capture this vehicle with as much HP remaining because these cars have armor like paper, and basically any damage is going to tear it to shreds. So with the checkpoint, we have full 60 magazine again, so take out the door guards and just unload on Don Capelli. Be very careful not to lose meter at any point during this section. Alright, so around this corner, if you take the outside, we should spawn this sports car. We want to jump on the sports car as late as possible because we want to take out the door guards of Dawn before jumping to it. I am on fire, so this is a little stressful. I think that's good enough. So just take out the passenger because we want as much meter as possible. Oh, we're being rubbed. That's not good. Okay, this will give us a revolver. Finish off the henchman. Unfortunately, I wasted 2 bullets on him because I didn't do enough damage with the pistol, but that's the idea. We want to like eliminate as many of the doormen as possible. So another unfortunate thing, I did not do enough damage in order to 3 cycle. It is kind of hard to 3 cycle with this beginner strategy, but honestly, if you're just learning the game, this boss is hard enough as it is. I wouldn't super stress over that too much. So just take out the door guards again and get the 3 cycle. You might be able to 2 cycle if you get really good with the strategy, but it is kind of difficult with setting up the door guards without having your vehicle blow up first. If you don't take out the door guards and your vehicle's on fire and you need to jump to that sports car, that's fine. Staying alive saves much more time than being risky and going hard for the win. Alright, the advanced strategy is a mixture between the easy strat you just saw and the HeksaDon strat, which we'll get into a little bit later. So once again, once you load the level, immediately skip the cutscene. So we will bump into the back henchmen again, take them out. Same thing, make sure you get that brute force and make sure you get that hit, else this back car will not accelerate to follow you better. So just like that, awesome. You might bump off of that back car in different ways, so just practice that and prepare for all the different eventualities, essentially. There we go, took him out. We're gonna go tighten that because I don't trust that cop. So we're going to drive right past this. We're not going to do the beginner strat where we jump on that car. We're going to immediately trigger the fight as soon as possible here. So we're going to take out the door henchman here. We're going to leave this guy alive with 1 bit of health, and we're going to jump on the cars back here, and we're going to open fire. So then do exactly how you would do with the beginner strat. So I want you to eliminate all these vehicles here. Make sure you are targeting the henchman vehicles and not any of like the door guards or something. If you're playing on a PSP, this will cause a heck of a lot of lag. I might die here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hopefully jump on this back car, but nothing's happening. Oh well. Where is he? Okay, thank you. Alright, so that was not part of the plan, unfortunately. But we do want a car with full health and a full equalizer and full meter. And now we're going to try and go for the 2-cycle. So as you can see, we already damaged the door guards a little bit, so we required way less ammo. We have way more ammo to actually shoot at Don himself. We're going to spawn that sports car from earlier. And again, we want to stay alive as long as possible because we do want to damage those door guards before jumping to the sports car. Perfect. So you only needed to get him to about half health before jumping to the sports car. And we're being rubbed again. No! Alright, so 1 shot should do it, and then unload on Don, and we should have enough ammo here to 2-cycle. Beautiful! And that's the intermediate strategy. So as you can see, because we do damage the door guards and we are a lot closer to Don himself when we capture all the vehicles, you can do a lot more damage. You only need to have like 2 to 3 equalizer bullets on that door guard before Don pops out, so you have a lot more ammo to shred him up, and it's a lot easier to 2-cycle. It's still difficult, so this strategy does need a lot of help, but this intermediate strat is what I use in actual world record speedruns, because we'll get to how stupid the Hexa strategy is, but it's not a whole lot of RNG base. It does require practice because you can have different patterns on how the AIs bunch up near Dawn, but 2-cyclable and not terrible. Alright, and lastly we have what I dubbed the HeksaDon after runner Hexa, who was the first person who brought me, or made me become aware that this is a thing that can happen on Don the Run. So this is as chaotic as it gets. This is, okay, I've built it up throughout the course of this video of this being stupid, but let's see for ourselves here. So again, make sure you skip the cutscene as soon as the level loads, and we are not going to care about our health, essentially. So we're going to keep this pursuit bike, and we are going to be damaging Dawn with our defender pistol. We're going to take out this back guard as we've done in every other strategy, because the less henchmen running around, the better. So there we go, that was a perfect bounce off the left there. Alright, so depending on the piece of traffic here, we might go wide. Let's cut on the inside for this, because it is a motorcycle. So there we go. Alright, so where we are positioned when we start this Dawn fight makes a heck of a lot of difference. So I'm going to be like way the heck up here. I'm also going to be constantly trying to get meter off of Dawn by getting brute forces. And remember, oh dear. So you are shooting at Dawn this whole time. Make sure you get all those brute forces you can. We are on fire. We want to delay it as long as possible. We've got the minigun jump. Oh my goodness. Okay. So as you can see here, we have meter, we've jumped to this car, and this is actually like almost perfect RNG right now, because we only have a few of the cars bunching up on us right now. So now we can take out the door guards and open fire on Dawn with this.
Now you're gonna get the horns.
This still isn't super great because we had to use a lot of enforcer equalizer ammo there. Alright, time to jump ship again. Oh my god, this is why I hate the strategy. Like, these vehicles have little to no health. Let's take control of this car again. Alright, let's finish off Don here. So as you can see, you're completely at the mercy of how the cars stack up on Dawn. If you get the best possible luck and you get really good with the strategy, you would have beaten Dawn already by now. Alright, only 42 bullets on this. I don't think we're two-cycling this, and if we are, it's not going to be by much. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was fine. So as you see, we beat Dawn slightly faster than the other two methods, and this was on a bad HeksaDon. We actually got really lucky because sometimes the only the front two cars initially stack up on Dawn. Let me try this again to try to explain better how the cars magnet to Dawn. So I'll just fast forward through the setup here. Alright, so depending on where you're hovering around Don Capelli here also determines how the cars will group up. So you can be like way in front of Don Capelli and have the cars bunch up differently. Alright, so this is kind of not very great. I am taking control of a car right behind the minigun here, so this car is probably going to get shred up to bits. There's the damage. Oh my goodness, I don't like that at all. So we are hopefully going to take down one of these cars before we have to jump down to another. Wherever that car is, I hate the strategy so much. Where's the car to jump to? Ah! Oh my goodness, how did I not die? See, this is why I hate the strategy, because it is so, like, all in as possible. Okay, we're gonna take out the door guards here. Okay, this car's like too low on health. Why not? So now that we've taken out all of the Don's henchmen here, please don't kill me, Don. Oh no, please don't do it. Oh, he killed me. Okay. So if you do have to get meter back, we are approaching this corner again, so we can spawn the sports car here. That's fine. Remember to get some meter. I do want to take out the door guards. Okay, there we go. We got meter and we got a revolver. So there's the two-cycle. So even that was better than the beginner and the intermediate things. But yeah, this, hey, top score. This strategy is really difficult, requires a lot of practice, and you have to get really good with reacting to how the AIs stack up, and as you see there, I almost died doing this, and I should have died, but I was able to get away from this scot-free. Hopefully this helped. This fight will suck no matter how many hours you put into this game, or no matter how many tries, you know, attempts you get to this point. Dawn's always going to be a rough boss if you want to beat the game as fast as possible, so just keep practicing. If you have any comments or concerns, or if you found something cool about the fight that makes it faster, please say so in the comments, and I'd be happy to engage with you. Yeah. I have all of these in a playlist, the tutorials for Pursuit Force, so I guess I'll see you in the next one.